So I left Australia in a hurry. A lot of things have been happening lately and I made it to Vancouver. But I forgot my microphone, I forgot my camera stand, so many of the things that I usually work with. Okay, you should be hearing me better now. After a sleepless first night here in Vancouver, I'm heading to the conference, giving a keynote speech to 1,500 teachers, educators, and then giving a workshop after that. Let's see how we survive this day with joy and enthusiasm. So the subject I want to talk about today is organ donation. I often get asked, as Catholics, can we donate our organs? Maybe after we die or even while we're still alive, for example, donate a kidney. Well, here are some thoughts on what the Church teaches. Organ donation is a precious gift given from one person to another. But one has to make sure that this gift is given freely and is not a business transaction, and also that it is given with consent. Donating a kidney, for example, to a friend or a family member who is sick and who desperately needs it is something that would certainly be smiled upon by the Church, as long as it doesn't put your life in serious danger and that you have full consent. But what about the resurrection also? The scripture says that on the last day our bodies are going to resurrect, they're going to rise up from the dead. And what? We're going to end up without a kidney? Well, it doesn't really work like that. You see, the resurrection is not the same thing as resuscitation. We're not necessarily going to rise up with the bodies as we know it. In fact, if you look through the scripture, you see where Jesus rose from the dead and he was faced with Mary Magdalene, and Mary looked at him and didn't recognize him. You see, he rose up with a glorified body. So these things, giving our organs when we are alive, God will bring back and will glorify our bodies. We don't need to worry that we're going to end up with the resurrected body without a kidney. What about donating your organs when you die or are dying? Well, first of all, donating your organs, you have to make sure that it is not the cause of death. For example, taking your heart out when you're still alive, and that being the cause of death. But there are, in a sense, exceptions. For example, when you're brain dead and you cannot use your organs, there's no hope for survival. What about at that point? Is that morally right? Is that fair to do? Well, there's a lot of debate about that. But again, as long as it is not the cause of your death and that there's no financial gain to be made by your family or anyone else, and importantly, that there's some kind of consent by you, by those who are in charge of giving this consent. As for donation when you are dead, this is a great witness to charity. We don't need our organs once we're dead. So where are we?
We're at Sacred Heart.
And we have, what do they have to do?
You had to give a show today. You performed for a lot of people.
And now they have to subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. That's important. See ya.
See ya.